and then
Cool.
we went to Colombia. So soon we're gonna go to Brazil. Brazil will open this year. Excuse me.
And England.
England,
hopefully
yes, I do have a member, yeah, for England. So, but you
I
know
have
what?
one member.
I'm sorry.
I have one member in England right now, so I'm excited.
Make that person working.
Yeah, absolutely.
England, how many hours fly?
9 hours, 8 to 9 hours.
8 to 9 hours.
From here, from Atlanta, about 8 to 9 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time differences? How many hours?
Pardon?
What is the time differences? How many hours?
6 hours.
6 hours. They are ahead, right?
They are ahead.
6 hours ahead. Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, it is 8 o'clock and we're going to get started. How's everyone doing?
All right.
Great.
Awesome. Great.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Well, welcome to the call. Welcome to the call. That's what I'm talking about. Talk back to me. I want to know how you're doing. Well, listen, my name is Sharon Wilson, and I am from the St. Missouri Center. I'm a sales master. Super excited to be around all my Atomian families. I absolutely love you all, even though I don't know you, but I absolutely love my family. And so we're getting ready to get started, and we are going to first welcome all of our new people, our new baby Atomians. We're excited that you're on the call. So I see some of the people on my team that are here. So we're great to have you. So we're going to get started with our motto. And if I can share the screen real quick. Can we see it?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Great, great, great. So we're getting ready to do our company motto. And when you all do this, I want you to do it where we can feel it, okay? So in a few minutes, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself, but I'm going to say, are you ready? And you're going to say, yes. And then I'm going to say, go. And then we'll say, cherish the spirit, create the vision with our fist in the air, follow the faith, serve in humility with our fist in the air. And we're going to say, Ajah, Ajah, Ajah. And we're going to say it just like we mean it, and we want to feel it, okay? Yes. So you can unmute yourself. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Woo, yes. Okay, go. Cherish
the spirit.
Create
the vision.
Follow the faith.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. I felt that. That's what it's all about. Well, listen, we're getting ready to get started. We have a very special guest on the line tonight. And I want us, because we are, like I said, we're family. He is one of our leaders in our company. And I want us to give him a warm welcome. This is Star Master Peter Lee. Unmute yourself and let's celebrate him, okay? Go.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Hello.
Okay.
Oh, Atomians.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, we're so happy to have you on the line. And once again, he is our Star Master Peter Lee. He's in the Leaders Club, making over 100,000 a year. And that is exciting. So what we want to do is ask him some questions and get a feel of how he's made it thus far in the business. I know he's tracking to get to those next level, and I just believe he's going to do it with what he's doing and what he's done in the business. And so he's such a great leader. And so we have some questions that we want to ask. But before we get started, I'm going to ask you just to give me a couple of minutes of a little bit about your background. We have some new people that don't know you, so that we can just kind of know a little bit about who you are, and then we'll get into the questions.
Yes. Okay, as Sharon mentioned, I am Peter Lee from New Jersey. I'm a Star Master and also Leaders Club member. And I've been doing Atomy. This 2021 is my 11th year. So I am one of the first pioneer here in US. We started in 2010 May. But my ID is very special. I got signed up before Atomy came to US. So I signed up through Atomy Korea. So my ID got from Korea, not from here. And then once Atomy came to US, and then I re-registered, not registered, but we went through again the process to transfer my ID to here in US. That's how I studied it. I've been doing Atomy 11 years. So yes, so I have long years with Atomy.
That's good. Well, you have some experience that you could tell us about. So our first question is, what sparked you to work the Atomy business? What sparked you to work the Atomy business?
Okay, so I can answer with two ways. So what makes me start? First, what makes me start Atomy? Until I met Atomy, I was very skeptical about network marketing. I'm one of the typical Koreans who hate network marketing industry. And even I had a bad experience with network marketing because my mom was a consumer of one network marketing company. I'm not gonna say it started with M. She was a consumer, not business person, but they had the auto shipping requirement for everybody. Doesn't matter you're doing business or consumers, you have to sign up for auto shipping, which means the company send you a certain amount of product every month automatically if you don't request certain product you need it, and then they take out the money automatically. So, and they sent her some product that we didn't really need, and it piles up every month, and she ended up giving away.
What you want me to do now?
And the way I seeing this, like a wasting money, of course. So that's my first experience of a network marketing industry. So that's the one reason I hated it. So what makes me change it about this company Atomy when I met first time was product, of course. I was in bad condition with, I didn't have a chronic medical condition at the time, but I was born with a heart problem, but I went through, I was fine. I never been in hospital, but because of my heart conditions, I felt tired every day. So I've been looking for some like a supplement. I tried so many different things. I already mentioned before. I remember when I was little, my grandparents gave me something that you couldn't imagine. Okay, one that I still remember is deer blood. I drank deer blood. I'm like, yes, I know some of you guys face like, what? My grandparents in Korea believed some animal blood give us some stamina or energy. So that's the probably main reason. I didn't know at the time. So yes, I took so many different, but didn't work at all. But when I took a hemohim, and after 3 weeks, I felt energy. That's first thing that I felt of hemohim. So that's first reason that I start to research about hemohim and Atomy company. And then nothing more I research about hemohim and the company Atomy, more I found the reason that I shouldn't do this. So that's how I started Atomy. But what I got really into Atomy business was when I was sick for 3 years. After 4 years of Atomy, I started losing my blood. So I was in and out for hospital for 3 years. My hemoglobin level was 4. And some of you who are in medical industry, you know the hemoglobin level is 4 is very critical conditions. And I never got the level more than 5, always between 4. And I went to hospital, blood transfusion, and got out of hospital and start losing again, and then I back to a hospital. That kept happening for 3 years. So during the period of time, I couldn't go to work, so no money. And then Atomy was the only my income sources. And I didn't make a lot at the time, just, few checks a week, like, couple hundred a week. And so Atomy was my only option for my family. And I was in desperate. So I could say what sparked me to really, really bring everything I got into Atomy business was desperation. And Atomy was the only option for my family. So that's the time that I can say that that's the only reason. That is the reason that sparked me to work Atomy.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. Okay. We have several questions. The next one is, what has your journey in Atomy been like? What has your journey been like?
Okay. So Atomy, I've been with Atomy 11 years, and still it's feel like learning process, because I never done any network marketing business before. Uh, so I made a lot of mistakes at the beginning, and I was working really hard. When I met Atomy, what makes me think that Atomy could work? Of course, the marketing plan. And then I saw Atomy has a big potential, and Atomy different from any other network marketing company that I was hearing and learned about from my friends and other people, that I don't have to quit my job. I don't have to work Atomy full time. I was only one person making income for my family. So if I quit my job, there's no income sources for my family, right? So I couldn't quit my job. But as the way I saw Atomy is that I can do part-time. I can start over with the part-time. And if I getting some point that I can start taking more off from my job, putting into Atomy, one day I could do full-time Atomy. That's what I saw it. And that's another reason that I started Atomy. So, but still, every day I made a lot of a mistake because no experience before. And also I never had experience to selling anything in my life. So meeting people, talking to people, and also trying to selling to people was totally new. And meeting strangers every day is like big things. It's a big deal for me. And I also hate public speaking, but I had to do it. I was, no choice. I didn't have any choice. So learning is my way to solve this problem. So at the time, we didn't have any sources like what we have today. We have a lot of resources. When you go to YouTube, and there are hundreds of YouTube video, you can self-learning through all the resources, right? But when we started it, we didn't have any resources like that. We didn't have any brochures, and we didn't have any successful leaders here that we can learn from. Only we had from our sponsor from Korea gave us some DVD with English subtitles, and that is only our learning sources. So we learn, we watch these videos, I don't know, 100 times every day, same video. And we made a copy this video and hand over to people. This is how we did Atomy. So, and every day is a learning process, and learning about Atomy, learning about this industry, learning about how to approach people, how to open their mind. And still I'm learning. So my Atomy journey is like a learning process.
Great, great. Just to know that you all started off with so few products, that's amazing that the company has sustained itself over the years. So our hats are off to you for hanging in there. All right, question number 3. Many people start off without the support of their families. And we hear that a lot, my husband's not on board, my wife's not on board. Was your family supportive in the beginning?
Nope, of course not. Your real enemy, your enemies in your family. That's for sure. Yeah, of course. My mom and my brother here in US, and yeah, they didn't say anything negative. They didn't stop me, but of course they didn't even try to use the product. Because when we start Atomy, it's brand new and from Korea. So when we even Google Atomy, shows no result, 0. So there's no credibility of this company, and plus network marketing company. So my family didn't believe any products. Of course, not supportive. Also, my wife as well. I mean, we started, me and my wife, somehow I forced my wife started together. Me and wife, we started off together, but somehow something happened, something went wrong. So she said, I give up, I don't like Atomy. So from now on, you don't bring any Atomy product home. Don't say anything about Atomy in my house. That's the rule in the house. What can I do? She's got to be happy. She's not happy. I'm not happy. So 4 years since I started Atomy, I couldn't bring any product home. And there's nobody I can talk about Atomy, because when I went outside, people reject me, denied me, and people giving me trouble. So I needed some place, someone that I can let it out, shares my difficulties. But even home, I couldn't do it. So when I remember one day I was driving, I was screaming, cursing on people who give me a hard time. That's the only way I can release my stress before I go to home. And yeah, many times I was crying, and then I stopped the middle of a highway. I cry, really, and many times I was thinking, crash into some and throw me off the bridge when I crossed the George Washington Bridge. So no, none of my family was supportive. Of course, now yes, they using product, and my family is not doing business. But me and my wife, we are really 100% into business now. But yeah, the beginning, no, none of them.
Okay, great. I'm glad that worked out for you. I'm so glad. Okay, so what was the hardest time? I think you kind of explained some of that of your Atomy business was when you didn't have your family support, I'm sure.
I mean, that's a really good question for me because, be honest with you, I had a hard time, I had a chance to look my past last year. I was in Mexico during the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm gonna talk about this later, why I was in Mexico during this time. And I was driving. And when I go to Mexico, I'm the one driver, okay? my partner's the lady, I mean, she's driving, but she's not really like long distance drive. So she want me drive. So I'm the one who driving. So I was driving from some cities, like a 2.5 hour away from our base. And all of a sudden, she threw me a question like what you asked me. What was your hardest time in your, your Atomy? I'm like, wow, I never thought that. Seriously, I never thought when is my hard time. I didn't have a chance. I mean, there's no time to think of it. And somehow, why I was thinking my past, somehow tears came down because all the hardships and difficulties I went through, it's like it's a movie, films going through my head. Yeah, there was a hard time. One example, in the beginning, I'm living in here, New Jersey, but my first business area is Philadelphia, 2.5 hour driving away from my town. And one day, one of my partners asking me to go uh, the friend's house giving facial. So yeah, me and wife drove down 2.5 hour and then knocked the door. And lady came out and with a wondering face, who are you? Why are you here? I'm like, what? One of your friend, blah, 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 asking me come down to giving you a facial. Oh, yeah, yeah, I forgot. But we are not ready. So can you come back again another time? I'm like, we drove 2.5 hours. And what can I say? Okay, we will come back whenever you're ready, let me know. So we drove another 2.5 hour back with nothing. And then, at the beginning, my Google somehow speak to me. And one it happened many times. At the beginning, we are more focused finding consumers, and we learn from sponsors from Korea saying that we are not sales person, we are business person. The way we have to think of our business has to be different. So even though you deliver product for long distance, giving them the price that you get from a company, don't feel any regret anything because you are not sales person. You're not trying to make margins of what you doing business. So that's what I learned. So we deliver products driving 1 hour, 2 hour, one foam cleanser. For one foam cleanser, we driving 1 hour, 2 hour because we know that the behind this person there might be 200 250 people I could get. So that's what I did. And then most of my hardest time is the 3 years that I been hospital in and out. And because I didn't have any income sources, I didn't have even one day I didn't have even money for my gas. I have to go out when I meet. I have to buy, coffee, lunch, whatever with my partners. So my the business expense sources were my two boys' piggy bank. The money that they get from their grandparents, from New Year's and birthday, they kept in their piggy bank. And I borrowed the money from them for 3 years. That's my, and hardest time. And the why was having this, issues, and doctor didn't know why I kept losing blood. One day I was working on my patient. By the time my the job was a dental hygienist. So I was working on my patient. I fainted on my patient, and I went to a hospital. And that's the main reason that my doctor stopped me coming to his office, afraid having me working. So, and every day it's like I was living my last day because I don't know when, even I'm driving, I don't know when I'm gonna faint again. And then I had to make my partner Sage Messer. We drove over to New York City, Chinatown, Brooklyn, and Flushing to meet the people. And I couldn't walk more than 5 steps because, out of breath, because no blood. My wife calling me like every 5 minutes, checking on me. So that was my hardest time for my Atomy journey.
Well, I will tell you this, Peter Lee, you don't look like what you've been through.
Thank you.
Definitely don't look like what you've been through, but we're grateful. Okay, this is a two-part question, and we're going to shift a little bit. What is your method of approaching individuals about Atomy? And give us an example, which is number 6, of how you would approach an individual about the Atomy business.
There is a few different stages of a method to approach people for me. Of course, the main reason that I mentioned earlier, the reason that I start to change my perspective toward the network marketing and then network marketing company because of Hemohim product. So it opened up my mind to look at the different way of this industry and company. So that's the main reason that in my first beginning of Atom business, I approach people with product, especially small product. I approach people with toothbrush and paste. Up until I met Atomy, I care less about skincare product. The product, the skincare that I use aftershave and lotion. That's it. So I didn't have any knowledge of skincare. So even though I memorized skincare, I mean, it was really hard for me to explain to people. But toothbrush and paste, since I'm a dental hygienist, yeah, I can approach people with this. So I use toothbrush and toothpaste for my the approaching sources to people. That's beginning my Atomy, that how I did. But as I went up to higher levels, my method been changed. Now, the way I approach is not product, it's me. That's what I want you understand of this industry. You are in this network marketing industry. This is a very, very important that you understand and accept fact that this network marketing industry is different from other industry. The way people looking at you, the way people open their mind, whatever you say, is different from other industry. In this industry, since you mentioned we are network marketing company, you are network marketer, they already have one filter front of their eyes. They seeing you through the filter. If you don't break down the filter, if you not able to break their perspective, their paradigm of this network marketing, it is really hard to get them into your business. What I learned from my experience, the best way to get people into your business as your business partners is you. You have to be the proof. You saying to people, hey, you can make money. Hey, here, this is a big opportunity. But you've been here at 26 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. What about you? What you have achieved, what you have to show me, right? But if you have nothing to show people, it is really hard to change. I mean, you can help them to use our product. You can make them as your consumers, but making business partners is a different level. You has to be a proof that they can do it. And Atomy is a different. So this is the main reason that I'm pusher for my people. I'm pushing people, especially people who've been here at Atomy more than 6 months. If not, you are not sales master, then your first goal is sales master. No matter what, you have to achieve what it takes. I'm sorry to say this. I don't care what it takes. You have to achieve sales master. It is your proof. If you don't achieve something that you telling people that they can do it, how people can trust you? How can people listen to you? So as I going to higher level, your method to approach people about Atom business, okay? It is your message. What kind of level you're at? Of course, I met a lot of people ask me how much you making, and you will be asked this question, and you should be able to show and answer, hey, this is what I'm making. And that's the method that I have another at the stages. So this is a two method that I been using and using.
Okay. Awesome. Great stuff. Great stuff. So we all need to be, if we're not at sales master, that should be our number one goal. That should be our number one goal. Okay. Were you ever afraid that this wouldn't work?
No, I didn't. Again, I didn't have time to think because, again, my wife 4 years against Atomy. Before I came back to home, I have to let it out all the negativity or denial, rejection from people outside, and I didn't. I never thought that it might not work, but I was afraid that it might be delayed. I already, at the beginning, I followed what our CEO said. I don't know if some of remember what our CEO said about life scenario. Once you finish your life scenario, first step that you want to do is that you tell your family member about your dreams, what you're gonna achieve in anatomy, right? So I did. I told my wife, hey, honey, I'm gonna buy you diamond rings, few whatever she wants, and I'm gonna get you your dream car. Her dream car was a Volvo. So I'm gonna get you this. So every year she asks me, where's my diamond ring? Where's my Volvo? So every year I was telling myself, let's do one more time. Let's do one more year. And next year, okay, just one more year. And then next year come, just one more year. And I kept saying to myself this, but I never thought that it won't work. But I was afraid it's gonna be delayed, because if delayed it too long, then I'm gonna lose my credibility first from my wife and people outside. That's what I was afraid of it, and it somehow slowed me down, because I kept saying to people, hey, next year or a few years later, I'm gonna achieve this level, I'm gonna achieve this and that, but it's delayed it, and people who've been waiting somehow gave up. So that's the one reason to me personally, why CEO and other leaders are telling us this is not types of a business that you want to take too long to achieve your success, some level to show to people. because you could wait. Yes, it is your dream and your goal. So you could wait, but not other people. People will leave you. They might give up on you. So that's the reason. I've been doing Atomy part-time for 10 years. I turned into full-time since March last year. So it's been 1 year been doing Atomy full-time. Until then, I've been doing part-time. That part-time, working part-time, kind of slowed me down comparing other people who started Atomy together. Jason Shim and me, we started together. And this is a really good example I always use. Jason and is my sponsor who signed me up, but we started at the same time, 2010, May 2010. But look at him, he's a Crown Leaders Club member. He's the Royal Master, I'm Leaders Club member and Star Master. We spend the same amount of time, but the result is different. So whoever doing full-timers, I'm telling you, you want to make your plan to turn into, the part-timers. I want you guys part-timers, make a plan, turn into full-timers as soon as possible. It is very, very critical for your speed of your Atomy success. So make a plan, doing Atomy full-time. That's, yeah. I don't know. Is answer to your question, Cheryl?
Awesome. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay. A couple more questions. What would you feel like? Let me see. Do you feel like you should put more time into Atomy? And I think you just explained that, and that would be a yes, right?
Yes.
So the next question. Go ahead.
Yes. The question that you just asked, you will face a moment or time that you need to spend more time for your business. When you have more partners under you, wants to learn more Atomy, do Atomy. Because I don't know, some of you guys attend our the Imperial Master, Sangil Kim Third Imperial Master's speeches. The teamwork is to be together. That's the meaning of, that's the definition of a teamwork. As a sponsor, you want to be together. Meaning is that you will spend your time together. Not just, if you are really far in distance, yeah, you can't. But if you're in the same town, if within driving like a 2 3 hour distance, you physically want to be with your partners, spend with your partners. If you don't have this process, it's really, really hard to challenge a higher level of a mastership because you need influence. As our imperial master, as you go higher level, you must have a good influence on your partners. Because, for example, running Shaolin Rules Master, how many masterships masters you have to make within 15 days. First, 2 diamond master, one side, and 6 sage master, right? So 8 one side, 8 the other side. 16 masters you have to make within 15 days at the same time. If one of them give up, and it's like a domino effect. No one achieve mastership, right? So if you don't have a good influence on these people, it's really hard to achieve higher level. So in order to achieve this influence, you want to spend the time with your top four, at least top four, your leaders, to left to right side. These four people are your right hand, like a right hand and left hand people. In order to earn their trust, you have to sacrifice your time and then sacrifice anything. And that's the way you can earn their trust and make your good influence on your people. So remember this, you will see, you will face the time that you want to spend more time with for your partners. And for this, you want to make sooner is better. How? Cut your hours from your job. That's what I did. I made a plan. Hey, next year I'm gonna take 1 day off, and following year I'm gonna take 1 day off. I made a plan when I'm gonna turn into full time. Yeah, my plan somehow delayed it, but I did make the plan so that I can spend more time with people, and that is the best way and fast way to achieve your goal in Atomy, which is a mentorship. Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. We have another question, and I'm going to read it like it says. I guess it's dealing with people that maybe feel like quitting when it's hard. What would you suggest to those individuals? They use the term quitting volunteering, something. I'm not quite sure, but maybe it makes sense to you. Go ahead, sir.
So what would I give advice for people who wants to quit? Okay. I want to check first how they are desperate about Atomy. This is my personal opinion about Atomy USA comparing to other the branches like Taiwan and Malaysia. They were open later than US, but they have a higher level than Atomy US. I've been thinking a lot why people quit. And since I've been doing Atomy, there are a lot of people came and quit, left. Under same company, under same the leaderships and same CEO, same product, same system. But some people quit, some people stay. Some people make a progress, some people are not. That's been my question as well. So I think it is desperation of individuals toward the Atomy. From my personal experience, first 4 years of my very 4 years of my Atomy business, I was working really hard, even though I was working full time as a dental hygienist from Monday to Friday, and another week Monday to Saturday, 5 days, 6 days a week, okay, to support my family. And I have 1 or 2 days off every week. So I drove 2.5 hours to Philadelphia early in the morning at 9 o'clock. And I went out with one of my partners, open the cold market and warm market. Afternoon, another partner is doing same thing. And at 7 o'clock, I have a weekly meeting, finish it and come back home around 12 and 1 o'clock and putting the orders that I got from people. And by the time I finished it, and I went back to sleep around 3 and 4 in the morning. And next day I wake up, 7 o'clock and went back to work. That's how I did, working really hard. But the real Atomy work that I put it into, the time, I can tell you, this, when is the time that I really see my own Atomy vision, which means Atomy is my own only option. When I was in the hospital, when I was in desperate, when Atomy is my only option for my family. And that is the time that I start to bring into Atomy. And that was the time that I was serious about this. People, I noticed, we are talking about $50,000, we're taking picture like this, or $100,000, like thumbs up, we're taking picture. We talking about, oh yeah, Atomy is a big business. Most of the people talking, Atom is a big business, showing 5 fingers. But the way they act, the way they feel toward Atomy is not like their own business. It's not like last option for their life. It is plan B, not plan A. That is the reason people give up when they face rejection, hard time, or trouble with their sponsor partners, because it's not their option only A. It is option B. They want here to give it a try. Atomy is not only option for their future. So I suggest you, if you have a partners, you want to help them to find why Atomy must be their only option for their family or their life. This is
Awesome.
I think, yeah.
That is great. That is great. So the last and final questions, and I just, your answers are just so amazing and so powerful. And I believe it's helping me. And so we're going to ask this last question. How do you motivate your team?
Okay. This is a phrase I always use to people. You do it first. Mm-hmm. Because no one will do it for you. When pandemic, for example, when pandemic started last year, I was in Mexico, away from my home. Pandemic started breaking out here in US. My wife kept calling every single days, when you're gonna come back here, because COVID-19 seems to getting more worse here in US. But at the time, Mexico got hit slowly after US. So I didn't felt the seriousness that people here US felt last year. So I know, don't worry, Mexico is fine. I don't feel anything like what you're telling me. But somehow she forced me to come. One day she showed me people lying down outside the Costco to get into. But Mexico wasn't like that at the time. Like when I saw this picture, it remind me of some like a sci-fi movie, So wow, oh, it's really serious. So I was kind of afraid to U.S. government closed the border, people coming from outside, right? So I, they rushed back to home, and I stayed for what month? It was end of April. I see the PBs start to dropping down, and I started calling people in Mexico. And leaders said they're losing their business partners. and people afraid to go out to meet people. I want you to understand, yeah, we are in new era, new generation because of a pandemic change our life. You know, everything's toward like a digital system more and robotic system, remote system, online system more. But I want you to understand this industry, network marketing, this is again unique industry. Until you at this certain level, I would say, which is Royal Leaders Club member, okay, level. Until then, we are at the level that we have to meet people every day in person, physically, in order to make consumers, in order to motivate your partners. Yes, we have a good online system, but you don't want to depend on this online system to get new people. You have to go out. But because of pandemic, people afraid to come out and go out to meet people. So there's no way I can make our team go. So what I could do is show to people that I'm doing it. So I flew back to Mexico during the pandemic. I went back to, when was it? May or June. I went back to Mexico and I told people, hey, I'm away from home during this pandemic. I'm afraid like you, but I'm here. I try to be example of what I've been saying to people. Do it first because people are not gonna do it for you. This motivated people. So after that, people start to move and we have new people coming in. And during the pandemic, we kept challenging messages. We made team goals. We didn't stop. Now, I don't know, it is appropriate to say this. And I'm making my partners in Mexico, Star Master in May. We kept making plans during the even COVID-19 because I showed my promise of what I told people. You have to be the example of what you said to people. You have to do it first. If you don't do it, no one will do it for you. If you're afraid, your people will more and they will scare, they will run away. You don't want to show your fears of whatever you feel over this business to people. You do it first. That will be good motive and motivation for your partner. Do it first. No matter what, you have to do it first. So that's my answer.
Awesome. That is great. Thank you so much. We celebrate you. We thank you for taking time out with us and sharing your heart and being transparent. And that's what we need more of in this business is transparency so that we can grow. We're all on this journey together, and it doesn't matter how long or how short, everybody could get to the same place. And that's what I love about Atomy. And so at this time, I'm going to relinquish my stand and turn it over to our fabulous Sharon Rose Master, Martin Hans. Take it away, sir.
I want to thank you very much, Peter Lee, Star Master, to giving us your time, your experience. Thank you very much, Sharon, for as an MC today, as her host, and it's always great to have her, and hopefully we always have her too. Always good. And yeah, I definitely, if anybody has any questions on him, many of us might not know him, but he's most likely our sponsor up above, to linked with us. So it's pretty cool to just meet someone who has been Atomy since like the beginning, the pioneer in the U.S., and to hear of experience from what he has. Hopefully, what all of us are able to kind of engage and to understand more about just how Atomy could do for us, especially for part-timers or for ones who are can go in full time. And whenever he said cutting hours, I bet you guys are like, wait a minute, what? But we can take this time for if anyone has any questions before we finish up in the company model meeting. If anybody has any questions for Star Master, you're more than welcome to definitely give your shot.
Or I can add up something.
or Peter Lee, yes, Peter. If you like to add on anything on something you'd like to say towards the end, that'd be really great.
I will take a question first, then I'm gonna add up something.
Sure. Kathy, yes.
Mr. Lee,
Yes.
what do you, and thank you so much for everything you've already shared. I've got lots of notes here. What do you share with your personal recruits, their first day? What do you do to get them started? Just to get them out of the gate?
That's a good question.
Okay, so everyone has probably different experience. Again, when I studied it, at the very beginning of Atomy, we didn't have anything to show people. Even, today we can Google Atomy and show to people. Here, there's a lot of information, right? But at the beginning, even Google showed us nothing, zero, no result. So it is really hard, almost impossible to convince people. Especially I started working or targeting with Korean people. And we are very, very negative about network marketing industry. So again, I approach with people with product, small product. And I use my the profession, which is dental hygienist, right? So I know about toothpaste and toothbrush. It's an easy, simple product, but at the same time, it is a good product that open people's mind that this product is different from their old product. So I use what I know best to approach people. I want you guys study about our company. First, I have some courses. One of the courses I have is the first 3 months, okay? If anybody who been in Atomy, but not sales master yet, then consider tomorrow is your first day of Atomy business, okay? Then make your first goal sales master in next 3 months, okay? So this 3 months is very crucial for your business, your speed of Atomy success. So this 3 months, you have to finish everything about learning your business. Your business is Atomy. So you should be able to explain about Atomy's history. You should be able to explain about your product, okay? And marketing plan. If you are not able to do this, if you never done any presentation in your small group, I want you guys have some, weekly meeting. Take the time. You want to do MC, you want to do marketing product presentation, you want to do marketing presentation, or even vision presentation, especially sales demo method, and up. You want to do it because sooner or later you will be a speaker like me. So don't wait until you are invited. Do it now. Practice now.
Have I had a YouTube before?
And finish all this learning process within 3 months. Don't take too long to master of your business. If you're not able to explain to people about your business, how could you expect to find your business partners, right? So done it, finish it within 3 months and get your first title message, sales message within 3 months, so that you able to tell people, hey, I achieved, I done it, why not you? You have to do it first. So people follow your step, not all the way the top sponsors. You know, our second imperial methodology is the success system in Atomy is to follow your successful leader's footstep, right? But footstep of imperial master, royal master, crown master is too far from your partners. Then who should make the footstep for your partners? It's you. You have to make the footstep for your partners so they follow your footstep. Remember this. That's why you want to challenge the masters, show to people, make a footstep for your people. Yep, that's.
Thank
There
you
it
very,
is.
very much. Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions for our Star Master here? Okay, it's your chance. Okay, Mr. Lee, if you'd like to give your comment.
Okay, last comment. Time and speed. You want to speed up your business. And recently, our CEO mentioned a couple of times in Korea Success Academy, next 10 years, Atomy will make more speed to open a lot of countries. And then following years, Atomy will maintaining the positions. In next 10 years, Atomy will be global number one company, okay? And Atomy will make $100 billion as we promised. Then Atomy will maintain the position. Yeah, going high, but most likely. So you don't want to waste your time. You don't want to slow down. You want to speed up your business. Look at past 2-3 years. Atomy been open every 2-3 new countries. Think about after next 10 years, open three countries every year. Then how many countries we will open? At least 30 more. 30-50. 30-50 is probably most country that we can open as network marketing industry. Okay, Cambodia is not the good market for network marketing. The purpose that we open Cambodia is different from opening US, opening European country, opening other countries. Okay, so 50 country is what I think that is the most countries that we could open as network marketing countries. So 10 years, you have 10 years, open, speed up your new market, new business. So I want you guys to speed up. We have a great opportunity. And then US, we have something that other branches don't have, okay? We have a different ethnic groups here. Once you step out of your house, you see so many different people from different countries, right? Don't stick here only US. Look for other countries, more overseas countries. Expand your market, speed up your market. That's what you want to do in next few years. Okay, so that's all I have to say today, Martin.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lee. Yes, as we all know, most of us are in the U.S. here and expanding out, and a lot of network marketing companies. They all have great products. It's just Atomy is quite different, and many individuals are able to reach success as we are able to repeat this process and staying in this system here, and to definitely not give up. because no matter what's going to happen, a spark will happen and give us all a luck. Give us all something that we wanted as long as we are persistent and giving our time and sweat into it. And we have to change first to get into, and so that others will join us into Atomy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me just quick announcement here one more time. That consumer notice is about third-party sellers. Try not to do this, and try not to, if you do see products on other websites, Atomy's not involved. It's the people purchasing the products through Atomy's website and actually selling it themselves personally. Atomy's not doing this at all, so be careful if the products are expired or about to expire. Be careful if they are actual fake products, because there has been before. We recently had an online success academy. There is a survey, so go online, and it's actually on the Atomy America YouTube. Look up Atomy America YouTube for the success academy if you missed it, and click on the survey. The survey ends on the 24th by 10 a.m. Pacific time. And also we have a new product launch out as a special PV promotion, which is the point value promotion. Take a look at that product there. If you get a chance, definitely take advantage of this special promotion of our plant-based calcium tablets. Definitely always good for that. Ladies and gentlemen, one more thing, just like our CEO, just like our Star Master said, we're all CEOs, right? We need to branch out. So if you know anyone in New Zealand, for quite a few years, many people have reached out into Australia, to New Zealand. So just if you don't get bummed out, if someone already knows about Atomy's toothpaste or toothbrush or skincare, sign someone up over there and create consumers. Consumers is what needs to happen. They're going to open March 24th. What this means is that they're actually going to have distribution. They're going to actually have, once a member joins, just like you join for free, there will be an actual they will actually be able to purchase products online. And it is 10 a.m. KST, that's Korea time. That'll be 9 p.m. Eastern time on March 24th. So once that opens up, if you have members over there, let them know about the products that will be available. And don't be discouraged if there is a couple of products that you don't see on the website there. Mr. Lee here started with one product, and back in the day started with CD-ROMs, and now laptops nowadays we don't even have CD-ROMs. So don't be discouraged. New Zealand is definitely having their own distribution there as well, and we might see products that we never even seen before. So we all have to be patient and persistent and trust Atomy and trust the process. We must all trust the process. Okay. Thank you all for joining us tonight. For those of us who are tired and have a great long day, well, this is your chance to slowly have your history and creating your experience of you had to attend a Zoom meeting, you had to attend this at this hour after this time, and you had to work all day long. So thank you all for joining us. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Let me end it here with our company motto. All right. If you can't unmute yourself, ladies and gentlemen, so we can go through this company motto together. All right. Company motto. Ready?
Ready.
Share the spirit.
Cherish the
Spread
spirit.
the vision.
Create the vision. Follow the
vision.
faith.
All of the
Humility.
Humility.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Star Master, for joining us all the way from New Jersey.
Nice